The morning sun touched the earth gently, warming the ground where Buddha sat under a sprawling Bodhi tree. Around him, disciples had gathered, their robes fluttering softly in the breeze as they waited for the Master's words. Buddha closed his eyes briefly, allowing silence to envelop the group and signal the beginning of his teaching. "Listen," Buddha began, his voice calm. "Understanding is the seed of all growth, yet it remains neglected by many in pursuit of desires. See its origin, and understand its path through generations," he began. His voice carried wisdom. "A man once approached me, his heart heavy with his father's burdens of anger and regret. The man's childhood was shaped by fury, while silence consumed his household, leaving unspoken wounds across generations," Buddha recounted. "Such pain travels through families like a wildfire, ignited by suffering and sustained by ignorance," he told me softly. I listened, overwhelmed by the truth he unraveled, exposing the roots of suffering hidden beneath visible expressions. Buddha continued, "Suffering perpetuates when we neglect its origins, allowing fears and anger to live unchecked within us." He leaned closer. "Acknowledgement is the first step in healing. Observe your suffering without resentment or attachment. Acknowledge the fear, anger, sorrow passed to you. These were gifts wrapped in pain from those before you," he explained. "In observing them, you free yourself from their control and begin unearthing the truths they conceal," Buddha reassured me. His calmness resonated, piercing through my confusion and granting clarity to questions I had long carried silently. Once, a woman came to me, seeking peace from cycles of betrayal in her fractured family, Buddha shared. She confessed, "I cannot escape their lies. Their shadows consume me." Her anguish reflected deeply rooted generational pain, he said. I guided her gently, urging her to see her suffering as neither good nor bad, merely existing within her, he detailed. Buddha's gaze softened. Her healing began as she faced her suffering instead of running from it. Seeing its human depth, embrace the truth that suffering, though inherited, is not permanent. Its roots can be unearthed, he expressed warmly. I reflected on his words, realizing how often I'd avoided my own anguish instead of confronting its source. He sensed my introspection, adding, "Generational trauma is a chain that binds many. Knowledge is the key to unlocking freedom. See these chains as links connecting the past to the present, spanning individuals, families, and societies," Buddha told me. I asked, "What happens if the chains are ignored?" His answer came swiftly. "They grow heavier with each generation, weighing humanity down. But when seen clearly, those chains transform. Wisdom and compassion shape tools to dismantle them," Buddha encouraged with hope. His teachings empowered me to explore my pain, gaining the courage to face truths buried within shadows of generations. He concluded, "Healing is both personal and universal. When you heal, you help liberate countless souls burdened before you. Remember, the roots of suffering, once revealed, can be severed through clarity, understanding, and compassion." Buddha left me thoughtful, as the Bodhi tree swayed gently above. His words painted images of hope against the canvas of my heart. Another day, sunlight bathed the Bodhi tree as Buddha addressed me, his wisdom weaving through the serenity of the morning. "Compassion is a powerful force," Buddha said, his voice steady, capable of healing wounds passed down through countless generations. I asked, "How can I cultivate compassion to mend the pain inherited from my family's suffering?" His gaze softened with understanding. "Compassion begins with yourself," Buddha explained. "It is the foundation upon which healing for others is built." He told me, "A woman once sought my counsel, her heart heavy with sorrow, burdened by betrayal within her family. She confessed, 'My family's lies have consumed me. Forgiveness feels impossible.'" Buddha recounted her anguish with a gentle tone. I told her, forgiveness is not an act for others. It is liberation for your soul. Buddha emphasized firmly, forgiveness does not erase suffering. It transforms anger into understanding and fear into love. Buddha elaborated with calm clarity. She looked within herself, holding her pain gently, and began to understand its roots in her family's past. He said, compassion starts by embracing your pain and holding it with love, rather than pushing it away, Buddha assured me. I asked, is compassion enough to break cycles of trauma? Buddha's reply came without hesitation. It is the first step. Compassion is courage in the face of fear and anger, dissolving the chains of generational pain. Buddha continued wisely. A disciple nearby asked, what if the pain is too deep, and forgiveness feels unattainable? Buddha's answer was resolute. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means releasing yourself from the grip of anger's shadows. He spoke with conviction. A man came to me once, consumed by rage for his father's cruelty. Buddha recounted with deliberate precision. His anger controlled him, and he said, I cannot forgive. It feels like betrayal to my suffering. Buddha explained. I told him, your suffering deserves recognition, but anger will only bind you further into generational cycles. Buddha instructed. He shared. Through compassion, he began to see his father not as a villain, but as a man bound by pain. He understood his father's suffering, and through that understanding, anger began to transform into empathy. Buddha revealed kindly, compassion, like a seed, grows when nurtured. It can flourish even in the harshest soil of generational trauma. Buddha said. I reflected, realizing my own anger and pain had held me captive, preventing the growth of compassion within my heart. He noticed my silent thoughts and encouraged, your ability to forgive will not change the past, but it can shape the future. Compassion is an act of creation, building bridges where trauma has eroded connections between souls. Buddha shared profoundly. As the morning light shifted, his teachings planted seeds of hope within me, urging me to embrace my pain with love. Compassion is not weakness. It is a strength that transforms suffering into wisdom and anger into understanding. Buddha concluded patiently. Another day, his words stayed with me, leading me to see my pain not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Another day, as the sun dipped low, I sat under the Bodhi tree, eager to hear Buddha's words. Wisdom is the final key to liberation, Buddha began, his voice steady, resonating like the clear bell of truth. I asked, how can wisdom free me from the chains of my ancestors' pain? Buddha's eyes seemed to pierce time itself. Wisdom reveals impermanence, Buddha said, and impermanence is the truth that frees all beings from the illusion of permanence. He continued. A young boy once came to me, burdened by the weight of his family's expectations and unresolved traumas. The boy's father demanded perfection, shaped by his own scars of failure, creating an endless cycle of unfulfilled longing. Buddha explained. The boy asked, am I destined to carry this pain forever? His question was a cry for understanding. Buddha shared. I told him, pain, like a flame, can be extinguished when its source is understood. Buddha said with conviction, wisdom shows us that suffering arises from attachment and clinging to things that cannot endure. Buddha elaborated. Gently, reflect on the Four Noble Truths, Buddha instructed. They illuminate suffering's nature, origin, cessation, and the path to liberation. He leaned forward. Through wisdom, we see suffering not as eternal but as a transient shadow cast by ignorance. A disciple nearby asked, what if wisdom feels distant, out of reach? Buddha's response was calm and reassuring. Wisdom is not far. It is within you, like a lamp waiting to be lit. Buddha answered with serenity. He told us, a man came to me once, his heart consumed by grief after losing his family to untimely death. The man said, I cannot escape this grief. It feels like an ocean, drowning me, Buddha recounted with tenderness. I guided him, urging him to meditate on impermanence. The truth that life and loss are natural companions, Buddha explained, through wisdom. He began to see his grief not as punishment, but as a reflection of his love, Buddha revealed. Wisdom transforms suffering into understanding, allowing us to release the chains that bind us to the past, Buddha emphasized kindly. I asked, can wisdom truly heal generational pain? Buddha nodded, his voice carrying conviction. Wisdom breaks the cycle, healing across lifetimes. Wisdom teaches us that we are not prisoners of our ancestors' choices. We can choose a different path, Buddha said. He continued, when you liberate yourself through wisdom, you also lighten the burdens of those who came before and after you. Another disciple asked, how can we practice wisdom daily? Buddha's answer was clear, through mindfulness, reflection, and walking the Eightfold Path diligently. Mindfulness anchors you in the present, helping you see clearly without the distortions of fear or anger, Buddha shared deeply. Reflection allows you to understand the impermanence of all things, dissolving attachments that perpetuate suffering, Buddha instructed with clarity. Walking the Eightfold Path aligns your thoughts, speech, and actions with truth, planting seeds of wisdom within your heart, he said. I reflected on his teachings, realizing the immense power of understanding to transform pain into liberation and fear into freedom. He observed my contemplation and added, wisdom is like the light of the moon. It gently illuminates even the darkest night. Generational trauma, though deeply rooted, can be uprooted through the consistent practice of wisdom's teachings, Buddha concluded with hope. As twilight embraced the Bodhi tree, his words lingered, lighting a path for me to follow through the shadows of time. The sun frowned, but the tension in his stance lessened, as he considered his father's role in Buddha's teachings on healing. Buddha addressed the sun, his voice steady and kind. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself before it transforms others. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.